Hello, everyone, and this week in the world of farming games news, we got a brand new update for My Time at Sandrock. A new game from the developers of Cozy Grove is on the way. A sequel to Paleo Pines might be coming as well if the developers don't go the way of the dinosaurs. And we have a brand new trailer for Grave Seasons, a farming sim with a deadly twist. I discussed all of these news stories with fellow content creator Emma Lucian during this week's episode of the Gaming Garden podcast. And we also talked about the replayability of farming sims. So, what is the thing that makes us go back over and over again to certain games? So, if you are curious about that and you want to know my first thoughts on Ember Isle, which just released, I'll have a link to the full episode in the description. But for now, please enjoy this week's news. My Time at Sandrock is getting yet another free update called Update 1.4, now live on PC. It should be coming to consoles very soon. And this adds a lot of romance related events, so post marriage quests for each of the following characters: Justice, Owen, Grace, Chi, Logan, Amira, Fang, Mian, Nia, and Unsure, which can be triggered after marriage. A new romance quest for Owen, follow-up quests related to Miguel, and some Kickstarter backer designed quests. So some of the backers who supported the game on Kickstarter were able to design their own quest. Yeah, I think there's gonna be mostly new quests and like interactions. Is it pulling you in? Does it make you want to go to Sandrock?
I think it was more when I saw that there was this update to it, it was kind of a reminder of, oh, I haven't touched that game other than like maybe 1 or 2 hours. I need to go back to it. But this one, the update for what it is, like specifically if it's like a lot of romance-based things, that on its own wouldn't necessarily like appeal to me. But I do know that there are so many people out there who often play these games for that aspect. So it is kind of cool that they are doing a whole update that is like focused on that.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of games where you marry someone and that's it, and it's like, okay, now what?
Exactly. Yeah. It's definitely, there's a big part of the community with farming games that really for them romance is like the main thing, the main goal. And yeah, there's so many games where, yeah, like you said, you get married, nothing happens. I like when your spouse, one thing I love about this game is that you can like actually go out on dates and do like little mini games and activities, and now you get some quests. But I love when your spouse like waters your crops or take care of your animals. I love when you get like a little gameplay associated with it. So yeah, a free update. And they're also going to be releasing a DLC called Love Chronicles, which they don't tell us too much about yet. But yeah, it's going to be more of the same, just more romance related things and quests. Next, we are you a little bit familiar with Cozy Grove?
I know it exists. Is another one of those ones where everyone's like, you need to play this game, and I just haven't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. I just haven't been able to get to it, I guess.
Yeah. So it's very similar to Animal Crossing, where it's based on a day by day, like based on the real time. And you're this scout on this island, and you're helping some spirits to do things. So you're gonna collect items, fish, decorate, find some pets. So it's a very nice game that you can play in like 30 minutes a day or something like that. So recently the developers got acquired, well, 2 years ago. The developer got acquired by Netflix. So they released Cozy Grove Camp Spirit on Netflix games. So you have to play on mobile basically. And I know a lot of people were disappointed by that because they loved the first game. They wanted to play the second one, but they don't want to play on their phone, or they don't want to like have to get a Netflix subscription. So that same developer has announced that they're working on something called Project Friendship, and it should be a cozy game about building friendships. So I'm assuming it's probably not going to be too different from Cozy Grove, and they're looking for mobile game testers. So that game will be on Netflix games. I don't think that's going to change since they're owned by Netflix. So the purpose is to have you get a Netflix subscription. What if there's like one game that you really loved and it would only come out for Netflix games? How would you feel about that?
I have no experience with actual Netflix games. Is it? I'm guessing you don't obviously play them like on a TV. It's mobile
Yeah,
games,
it's
because I have
mobile.
seen them scrolling through Netflix before, even like on a TV app. I'm like, how would I do that? Um,
Mm,
but a lot of the time, I think most mobile games don't really appeal to me, like, in general that much, especially ones that might be a little bit more in depth because just my preference is bigger screen, mouse and keyboard.
same. I know there's a lot of people that don't have consoles, don't have PCs, but
Yeah.
yeah, same for me. Like usually, so Netflix games, I don't know how it works if you can play them on a TV or something, but I know that on the phone, it just you kind of click on the game on your phone, and then I think it opens up another app, and you just play the game. And there's no like all of their games, I think, have no microtransactions, so they're real like just regular games that you don't have to like pay any extra. And I don't know how I feel about like Netflix asking people to test their game for free. I feel like they should
Yeah,
hire. I feel like you should pay. I don't mind if there's like an indie studio asking, like doing playtests or like asking for people to test their game, give feedback. But I feel like if you're Netflix, you should just pay people to like test their game properly. I don't
yeah,
know.
Netflix can do that. I mean, I have, like I will say in the past, like, several years ago, I was on a platform that did, things like mobile game testing. Um, so, like, that was kinda cool when I was a little bit more into gaming on mobile when I didn't have, like, other things to do, but also mobile gaming back then was, like, a lot different to what it is now. But, yeah, I mean, Netflix, I think they're just kind of relying on people wanting the opportunity to do it early rather than
Hmm.
getting real test. I don't know how that's gonna come out, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure for sure there's going to be a lot of people applying and like doing it, but I don't know. It just feels a bit wrong to me if you
Yeah.
don't give anything back to like all the people that are testing your game. But
And did they say in the, because I think I read in there, like, do you need a subscription to test the game? So you're paying to test the game, essentially. I mean, a lot of
oh
people would have a subscription anyway, but
yeah, it is. I just double check. It is. You do need a membership to test
you're
it.
paying to test the game.
Yeah, they should do like we're gonna test it. Sign up. We're gonna give you a free membership so you can test the game.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that'll be like a little incentive, like a little payment, right? But that's not the case. So next, Paleo Pines, we've got some news from their developer. Have you played Paleo Pines a little bit?
Small amount. It was another one of those ones where I managed to get, I think I played the demo.
Mm,
But other than that, I haven't been able to, like, just had the time to get into it a bit, but I love dino related stuff because I've played a lot of Ark Survival Evolved. So when I saw this, I was really excited about it, and I just literally not had the chance to really dive into it.
yeah, it was a fun game. I feel like the wrenching aspect, like every dinosaur had different needs, like different diets and like abilities that they could help you. That you would use their abilities on the farm. It had some good ideas. It also was a little bit clunky. I would say it was a fine game, not revolutionary, but it was fun. So the developer is having some issues. They are looking for a publisher or an investor to help them with Paleo Pines 2. So they want to keep working. They want to make a second game, which is good. If you loved Paleo Pines, you might be able to play Paleo Pines 2 in the future, but they are struggling a little bit with money at the moment, which is the case, unfortunately, for a lot of indie developers. It is so expensive to develop a game. They have a whole team to sustain for the development of their next game, Paleo Pines 2, and they say they have other projects that they're trying to work on. They say that if you want to support, you can help them find a publisher. If you want to help in a smaller way, you can get their DLC. You can buy the game if you've only played the demo or just wishlisted the game. You can buy a plushie or some of their merch or share their post on Twitter, which I will link to in the description. So it seems like they're very, very desperate. It seems like they're having a really hard time. Hopefully they can get out of it and they don't go the way of the dinosaurs. I feel like with the feedback they got from the first game, I'm hopeful they could do something really good with a sequel, but
I think
only
I'm surprised. Like, obviously, I haven't
mm,
really played much of the first game so far, but I was surprised to see that there was going to be a second one because I feel like that's not something we see that often. in farming sims, the sequels.
That is so true. There's not like you've got Star of Seasons and Rune Factory that are like long lasting series, but most studios, if they want to do more, usually they just do like free updates. I guess Sandrock,
Yeah.
like the My Time series, does a lot of sequels as well. Yeah, it's not something we see very often. So I think the idea is exciting. It could definitely improve a lot of things that the first game did not get right. Not sure if it's gonna happen. So speaking of indie games and publishers, we have this game, Grave Seasons, and this one they just got a publisher. They're gonna be published by Bloomhouse. They're gonna help them with their game Grave Seasons, which is a farming sim, kind of spooky farming sim, where one of the villagers is a murderer, and you have to find out who it is, and you can marry the murderer either by accident or willingly. I don't know. And I feel like this could be one of these games that is replayable because it's gonna be a different person every time. So you're gonna try to like figure out who it is and see if turns out things turn out differently. Have you heard of that game before? Is it something you've been
I
looking
have.
for? Yeah.
I can't remember when I heard about it, but it was a long time ago. But I saw the concept of it and I was like, wow, this looks awesome. Like, obviously, it's a bit less cozy, but you know, like you said, it's going to be something that sounds like it'll be super replayable. And it's very, very unique as well. I've not seen anything remotely similar, like kind of concept wise. They don't show us much in the trailer, so I'm so curious still to like hear more about it. But I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah. I'm so excited to learn more. And so they just launched their Steam page, and even the Steam page, it really does not say much. There's like, there's the trailer that you're seeing right now, and there's like 2 paragraphs. There's like 1 paragraph about the game. You escaped jail and managed to make it to Ashen Ridge, but at what cost? So you escaped jail in this game. So you are the murderer. It seems like you did something in your past. It's definitely very unique. So I'm looking forward. Like I can't wait to see more. Like see the actual gameplay, the mechanics, because we know the premise. But that's pretty much like the only thing we know.
I think it's going to be really cool to have something to play in the spooky season that isn't just an all-out horror game. I think that's what I'm most excited for.
That's true. Yeah, it's gonna be a nice combination with like, especially in the world of cozy games, we don't have that many things that fit well for this time of year. I don't think there's no release date yet, so maybe next year, maybe October 2025, we'll get to play it. I feel like it will be like a smaller game because they're not talking about like too many features. So I think it's gonna be that kind of short game where you just like replay over and over, which could be a nice change of pace. So that is pretty much it for this week's news. Emma, thank you so much once again for joining me. Thank you so much to all of our listeners as well. And I'll see you all next week. Bye.